If you have the power to save lives, why wouldn't you?
We have to talk about death. We've got to talk about what happens to the body after death. And more specific, what do you want to happen to your body after you die?
A lot of people have fear of becoming an organ donor. They mistrust the medical field. They don't know what's going to happen if they choose to become an organ donor. I've heard stories about if you get hurt and you go to the hospital and you're an organ donor, they may not try to save you, but that's a misconception. As an African American woman, if our community gets educated about the topic, it won't be such a misconception. It's be a more of knowing the facts of it.
You get as much information as you can, and you make an informed decision as to whether you're going to donate or not. And if you decide to be an organ donor, know that you are benefiting and that your gift is helping someone else.
I was at school. I noticed that I couldn't get around and teach like I normally could and really hang with my kids at that time. I went to a cardiologist and they saw that I was in heart failure and was down to 15% of heart function at that time. They tried medication over a period of time. The medication was not working. I was listed on the transplant list on February 1st of 2018. Some of the fears of being placed on the transplant list was, what if I don't get a heart? What's going to happen? How long am I going to be in here waiting in the hospital? The simple fact of not knowing. I received my heart on February 3rd, 2018, and they transplanted it on February 4th, 2018. Without receiving the gift of life, my life expectancy, let me do that again, I'm trying to think. Do you want to make me cry? Sorry.
Don't be sorry at all. It's your story and it's natural. Do not apologize.
I think I got so emotional because I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Before transplant, you always have the goals of the future, but now I kind of live in the moment. Not because of having a fear of what's going to happen in the future, but it's just more of an appreciation for life. It means everything that I have a second chance with this new heart. It means that I have a future to look forward to. But now going into my 30s, I have a hope for a future, and that was all thanks to my organ donor. Being a teacher with the new heart is just being able to, I guess, interact with my children more. Before, even though I was getting over everything, there were still times where I still got tired. Now I'm able to fully devote my time to them. I love the fact that I get to not have to worry about anything so much. I can just put my full energy into them and helping them learn and to become a better person. I think the depth of Donate Life is in the name itself. People always look for something to leave a legacy of. What better way to donate your life to somebody else?
I didn't necessarily make the decision to enter into organ and tissue donation as an advocate. I'm here because my son, Demetrius Adams, chose to be an organ donor when he was 15 and taking driver's education. Little did I know, 7 years later, I would have to be signing the paperwork to consent his organs to be donated. It took a lot of pressure off me just knowing that I was carrying out his wishes, which was the last thing that I could do for my son, who was so passionate about giving and helping other people. The day of the funeral, the mailman came and we were getting ready. I remember opening the letter from Carolina Donor Services. There were statements there from people who had received his organs. One was a young lady, she was in her 20s. Her letter said, because of Demetrius's gift I can go back and finish school. And that just, it put me where I needed to be. And I knew it was going to be okay. I was blessed to learn that DJ's organs actually saved the life of 3 people. From my experience and what I went through, my desire, my passion is to educate others. There are so many people who still really don't understand the impact of what a transplant can do. Let's talk about organ donation. If you are a recipient, let's testify about that. Let's begin to have the conversation.
There are 3 ways that you can become an organ donor. You can go to the website, you can go to donatelifenc.org, you can go to the DMV, or you can fill out a paper form. Being on both sides of being an organ donor and being a recipient, there's so much confusion of giving and receiving. Don't be afraid to give, and don't be afraid to receive the gift of life.